There is no future. In 2011, somebody took it down. Bitcoin is very peaceful.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Real. Bitcoin's here to stay, and you need to be a part of it.
Okay, I wanna go on to NFTs, right? Because somebody asked me, many people have actually asked me the difference between an NFT and a USDT or a stablecoin, because they see NFTs as well. It's just backing up you could back it up with something real, like the US dollars, and an NFT could be backed up with something like the physical, right? And that's true. That's true. For example, there's an NFT of my ring, right? And so one person came to me for my advice and said, hey, so I'd like to create NFTs that are backed up by real estate and physical items. And I said, yeah, just do it. He's like, no, how's that gonna work, right? What do you mean, how's it gonna work? And then I realized over time that he didn't quite understand NFTs. I said, yeah, you just do it. But don't you have to be a special authority? No, you don't. The authority is actual individuals. I don't get it. Okay, so let's just take my cell phone, for example. And you created an NFT of my cell phone, right? And you're like, okay, well, I created an NFT of your cell phone, and that indicate that NFT is connected to my cell phone. And then you say, well, how do I, couldn't somebody just create another NFT of your cell phone? Or I could create multiple NFTs backing up with your cell phone? Yes. But each time, the first person who creates an NFT that represents my cell phone, that's a separate marker. That's a separate item. The next person creates another NFT with my cell phone. That's a completely separate item. It's completely different. Although it's still pointing to you could say it's pointing to my cell phone, it's a completely separate item. Not only that, it's not divisible. You can't cut it in half, make it smaller. And so the market could decide, okay, you know what? The first one that pointed to my cell phone, that's the real one. Everything else is fake. So it's really just up to the individuals to say, okay, well, who is the authority? That's it. So any one of you guys, anyone can create an NFT of real assets and start pushing it out there. Just it's up to the individuals to decide whether or not it's real or not. That's all it is, right? And you're like, some people think, okay, wait a second, well, aren't they doing that with USDT, with US dollars? Because they're backing up the dollars with each token? No, because each token for USDT is the same. It doesn't matter. So you get one USDT and then you take another USDT, they're equal. There's no difference. It doesn't matter. There's no date stamp, there's no differentiations between the two. With an NFT, there is a differentiation. They're completely different items. Completely. Whilst USDT or Bitcoin, each Bitcoin is the same. Now, governments can point to a Bitcoin and say, no, that's bad, but that's irrelevant now with Taproot and Schnorr signatures, right? That will become all irrelevant. They can't do that anymore. So the key thing to understand with NFTs is that basically each time you have an NFT comes into existence, it's a separate, unique item. It doesn't. There's no matching parameters. You have the timestamp it was created, right? You have numbers that indicate that it's totally separate from anything else. It's an individual item. And so anyone can attach an NFT to something, like for example, my ring has an NFT. So if this ring goes away, it still has the NFT representing my ring is still valuable. It's still, because it represented this unique ring, because this ring is unique. It has a number on it, it's a number 2 ring of 100, right? It's very unique. So, and eventually, right, my NFT will be worth just as valuable as this ring is, because it's very unique, right? And it was given to me, this ring, because I represent Diamond Hands, because I'm the first person to talk about Bitcoin on YouTube and trying to get people to buy Bitcoin when it was only $1. So that's the key thing I want people to understand about NFTs, the uniqueness of it, because and then obviously individuals have to value it, of course, right? Because whilst any of you guys can go out and create NFTs, you still have to produce get people to have value. That's all. That's all it is. Creating value, giving perception of value to your NFT.